welcome everyone. It's so nice to spend a beautiful Thursday afternoon with all these great scout people here in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. I'm going to ask my technical crew upstairs tell me if I'm not holding this correctly. My name is Tracy Tekow. I have the joy of serving as the Scout Executive CEO for the Atlanta Area Council, and I would like to say welcome to Woodruff Scout Camp. You're here at a special place, a special time, and we get to do something very special today, and that is to cut the ribbon on the Sharp Welcome Center. This beautiful building, which I think we would all agree is a 10 on a 10-point scale, is something that's going to greet our scouts for generations to come and to be the first impression that they have of Woodruff Scout Camp. Also, we're doing something today that for many of us feels really, really right, and that is to recognize Ted Vinson with the opening of the Vinson Leaders Lounge. So we're recognizing two remarkable people today in this ceremony. So we believe that today begins what's going to be the best season ever for Woodruff Scout Camp. And that's no small task, because there have been a lot of awesome seasons in the nearly 50 years that this camp has been operating. And the camp operates well because of a lot of factors, but central to that is the camp staff and the volunteers that are the energy and the flow of what happens at this camp. And this building is here to celebrate and lift up and support those energies and those camp staff, those volunteers and those camp staff. So the building is beautiful bricks and stone and timber. And just gaze and look at the tapestry woven together of these materials that truly represent the mountains of North Georgia that we're in. But it's more than that. It's the fabric of our scouts, of the character, of the courage, of the leadership, of the scout law and oath, all woven together. So in true spirit of scouting, I'd like to kick our program off, and I'm going to invite a scout from Troop 1011, Jackson Knight, to come forward and lead us in the invocation. Jackson, would you please come forward?
Please remove any non-religious headgear. Scout is reverence. Let us pray. Let us take a moment to reflect and give thanks for the vision that inspired this beautiful building, for the generous hearts that brought it to life, and for the scouts and leaders who will pass through these doors for decades to come. May the Sharp Welcome Center be a place of warmth, or cool, refreshing air, and hospitality. May every greeting at the center spark a new friendship, every conversation in the Vincent's Leader Lounge renew a leader spirit. May this building stand as a lasting testament to our unwavering belief that scouting not only changes lives, it shapes leaders, builds character, and inspires service for generations to come. Amen.
Thank you, Jackson.
Nice job, Jackson. I'd like next to call up Steve Tipton. Steve is a longtime volunteer and member of the board of directors of the Atlanta Area Council. Steve, would you come forward, please?
So,
Hello.
we're deeply grateful to Frank Sharp and to the generous investment that he made to the mission of this building, which is the Sharp Welcome Center. While Mr. Sharp can't be here tonight to share in this moment, we have a close friend of Mr. Sharp's who is going to spend some time talking about him. But one of the things that Mr. Sharp was most, one of the important things in his life was youth and the ability to see youth grow in scouting and as leaders in their community. And I'd like to ask Mr. Sharp's friend, Eagle Scout Paul Robertson, to come over and share a few minutes about Mr. Sharp.
special for me, and I hope I don't tear up because Frank is really truly a great friend, and I got to know him over the last 15 years. Frank grew up in an agricultural family. He did not go to college. He really enjoyed outdoor activities, so he hunted, he fished, he was a great snow skier. He actually flew airplanes as well and owned 2 airplanes, still does own 2 airplanes, unfortunately. He grew up in Central Florida. His family was in the orange grove business. Much of the property that his family grew oranges on is now Walt Disney World and Windermere. And so a lot of his orange groves have now become golf course communities down there. And so at night when I would drive home from work, I'd get to talk to Frank and share stories. And somehow we stumbled on my experiences as a Boy Scout here in Atlanta in Troop 838. And he goes, gosh, you had a great experience. He said, listen, I grew up out in the country and my mom couldn't get me to Scouts on a regular basis because we lived so far away from town, it just was too big of a burden for my mom to get me to Scouts. But he said, the times that I went to Scouts, it impacted me. And the role that Scouts play in transforming young men's and women's lives is just unbelievable. And so when we sold a piece of property down in Florida, he said, listen, I think it's time to give back. And I said, well, listen, I know the place to give it. And so I gave Tracy and Jenna a call, and I said, I think we might have a donor who's interested in making a gift. And they said, great. And he wanted to honor his father, who's also Frank Sharp. So we get to use the name twice, the Frank Sharp Center. And without a hesitation, he made the gift. And I know that if he would be here today, he would not get up to the podium. He does not want accolades. He doesn't want the attention. He doesn't want anything that. What he wants to see is young people transform their lives. And I know that he is going to do that. And one of these days, unfortunately, he has a brain tumor right now, but one of these days he's going to be in heaven and he's going to look down and watch all the activity that goes on at this place and says, you know, it worked. And it was a good thing, and I'm mighty proud that I did it. So I'm glad that it came to fruition, and I'm glad everybody's here to be able to celebrate Frank's generous gift. Thank you.
Today, we're so excited to spend a few moments to recognize Ted Benson, who began his scouting career at the age of 7 in Pack 305 in Macon, Georgia. Ted continued in Troop 7, earning his Eagle Scout Award in 1964 with 5 palms. And 5 palms is an achievement. Before leaving for Vietnam, he met his sweetheart, Donna. And they wed in 1972 at the First Baptist Church in Marietta. And they were there for a year, and then Ed reignited his passion for scouting as an assistant scoutmaster at Troop 144. Within a few years, he became scoutmaster, serving 19 years before transitioning to Troop 204, Roswell Street Baptist Church, where he still serves. This year, Ted celebrated his 50th year of leadership at Troop and leading boys to be there. In 1978 and 79, a young scoutmaster, pictures behind us, Troop traveled the trails of a primitive road to arrive at a place called Woodruff. There was a creek running through the valley, and conditions were quite primitive. Nonetheless, Ted was undoubted. That's Ted. And you would know he's undoubted when it comes to stuff like this. And the experience was amazing. This troop, this camp spot is still there. However, it's in the middle of the lake behind us. I think that is just incredibly cool. Throughout those years, Donna served alongside Ted in scouting, holding key leadership roles, including Ted's leadership as summer camp director here at Woodruff Scout Camp. And through their dedication, the Benson family became synonymous with service.
servant leadership. Both Ted and Donna's impact have been widely recognized during their both numerous honors, including Silver Beaver Award. Ted's 50-plus years as a Scoutmaster has led to nearly 4,500 Scouts and 218 One of those Scouts was John Bridges. John is the Executive Vice President, Chief Marketing Officer at Chick-fil-A and a former volunteer president of the Atlanta Area Council Board of Directors. A member of Troop 144, John earned his Eagle in 1981 under Ted and Donna's leadership. After losing his father as a teenager, John credits the Vincent support with helping him cope and shaping his future success, reflecting on Ted's impact. And John has shared, in 150 years, the only thing that will ever be on this earth will be the impact that you have had on other people. He noted this quote in a testament to the lasting influence of Ted's leadership in Scouting. John and his wife, Amy, have been quite generous benefactors behind the creation of the Ted Vincent Lounge. And while we are proud to dedicate today, named in honor of Ted, who long believed the importance of caring for those who care for our Scouts. This place was thoughtfully designed to provide leaders with a place to recharge, connect, and refocus. Nearby, you'll also see and find 2 benches behind it, against the windows, handcrafted by Scouts and set in a peaceful spot where any Scoutmaster can go, sit, relax, and reflect after a long day at Camp Woodruff. We'd also like to thank the many of you who have contributed to making the Vincent Leadership Lounge very possible, and your investment in Scouting.
Every day at Woodruff, those of you that know this, that we the camp gathers at this flagpole to raise the colors and then have respect and lower the colors in the evening after a day at camp. And it is an honor and a privilege for a young person to be selected to be a member of the Woodruff camp staff. And we have a lot of different things that we do, but one of them is the cadence and the march of the staff coming into the flagpoles in front of our campsite, or in front of the dining hall every day. And they're marching up the road somewhere. But they're on their way to the steak dinner, and they're going to make a little detour and end up here. So we thought they'd be here, but anyway, we're just so happy to have them and everybody else here. And
we decided we will continue through, and the Scouts will come. So we'll bring to the natural conclusion of the comments, and we'll just wait a few minutes for the camp staff to get here. Right? Or Steve and I can do a comedy routine up here.
You doing your ballet class?
No. So, well, we'll do the ribbon cutting. This is the highlight. All right. So we're going to cut a ribbon. It's right here, and it's impossible not to feel the momentum of what's about to become the best summer camp in the history of Scouting in our nation that's about to start at this camp. And we want to thank Laura Nixon. Where's Laura? She's right here. Thank you for leading the camp. Big shoes to fill, but we know you got this. You're going to be great.
I was trained on the best.
Absolutely. And we're thrilled to announce this historic milestone of an additional gift that has been made. You may have heard about this, but the Robert Woodruff Foundation has blessed the council with a very significant gift, and that will help us to continue to build out the vision, to help make this camp the unparalleled greatest camp for Scouts across the nation, with a brother or sister, however you look at it, Bird Adams Scout Camp, also wonderful, beautiful, and fantastic, also in our council. So 2 of the best Scout camps in the nation right here. So at this moment, we will dedicate the Sharp Welcome Center in the Vincent Leaders Lounge. And I would like to have Paul Robertson please come up again. Steve, Ted, and Donna, would you please join us for the official ceremony?
All right, Jeff's going to give the cue for the cutting.
All right, so 1, 2, and 3.
And cut.
Cut.
Will you please join me in our song, Sweet Woodruff Home? Stand at ease. Prepare yourselves. Thank you for all you've done, Ted. Down! Attention! Left face! Forward march! Left, right! Woodruff! Left, right! Woodruff! Left, Go!